so much for tuning in for parenting, lifestyle, and entrepreneurship tips. Today I'm joined by Colleen Mitchell of Redbird Redesign. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Colleen is an interior designer, and today she's going to be sharing with us tips on how to style your mantle, a topic that I know many of us are curious about, just to kind of change things up, right?
Yeah.
So Colleen, what is your first tip for us when we're starting this whole process?
Yeah, definitely. The first thing to start with is finding a signature piece to go over your mantle. And you want it to be large enough where it can draw focus to the fireplace, since this often is the centerpiece of a room. And you want it to be big enough so that it is more than half the width of the mantle, even closer to 2/3 of the width.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. And then you also talked a little bit about orientation,
Sure.
how you want it to be more width than height.
Yes, you can do a lot of different shapes. Always, a round mirror is always lovely. You can also do a rectangle, but it generally looks better if it's horizontal orientation rather than vertical orientation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, from there then, once you have your focal piece, talk to me a little bit about the greenery going around here.
We definitely want to add some height to one side of the mantle. And an easy way to do that is adding a few pieces of greenery on one end. And if you'll notice, I have two pieces of varying heights that kind of extend into the signature piece, and that can soften some of the angles that we have going on and draw your eye upwards.
Okay, so once we then have the greenery on one side, what do you recommend for the other side?
Yeah, I think one big mistake that I see often in people's homes is they'll have a set of similar objects that are lined up all the way across the mantle, and we kind of want to have groupings of items and of varying heights. So you can leave the middle empty and have a couple groupings on each side. So we have the greenery on one side, and on the other side, I pulled together a number of just personal items. I like to have some consistency of color. So you could pick a color that's easy for you or that matches your room. I went with white and off-white because it's something that goes with everything.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of frames that are different orientations. Again, one is horizontal and one vertical to add variety. And then stuck with the white theme and pulled a couple of my old books and covered them with white printer paper and trimmed them out. Yes, and it could just add a little bit of interest and give you a little more height. So then I pulled a couple of vases that I just had sitting around of varying heights and put them on top to give you a little bit more, extend that height a little bit more.
Okay, and then could you go all the same color, or you do an accent?
It's nice to throw in a little accent here or there, and if you can tie it to the colors in your room, even better.
Okay, perfect. And then you also mentioned this basket here. What do you recommend for on the fireplace?
I think, down below around the hearth, you don't want to leave that empty, so an easy addition is a basket with some logs set in, and there are a lot of nice leather, almost like a magazine rack that are on sale now that look really nice with a couple of logs inside, and it kind of gives you that feel of the warm fireplace now that we're heading into autumn.
Okay, and what are your thoughts on TVs over the mantle?
Oh, that's always a question that comes up. Ideally, it's not a great height for a TV for a room, so if you can avoid it, it should really be a last resort.
Okay, and if you do have a TV, do you still style on the side?
You can style on the side. It's always nice to try to disguise and draw your eye away from the TV, so you can add a few pieces on the side or hang artwork around the TV screen, again, to try to give a little bit more variety that's around the screen and not just be the focal point. Yes.
Okay. Perfect, so hopefully you have enough tips now to get started on styling or restyling your mantle. Thanks so much to Colleen from Redbird Redesign, and thank you for tuning in. If you want more tips on parenting, entrepreneurship, and lifestyle topics, we'd love for you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and to head over to my blog, anjalivarma.com, where you can subscribe for my newsletter. Hope to see you next time.
Thank you.